So, Mark, the morning after what is probably quite a spectacular night, is that how you saw it?
Yes, it really was. So, after what's been a sort of good week at Goodwood and then the final at Hove last week, it's been a terrific week for the South Coast with the horse race and then the dogs last night. And then, of course, that's been a great night for the kennel. Getting that big race double, it was really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's no good for your heart, though, is it really? Was it a short head and a neck?
Yeah, I mean, for the Regency final, that was just awesome. What can you say about I Am So Royal? That hasn't been said before. Such a star, and with 200 meters to go, she was still last. And got 5 dogs to pass, less than 200 meters to go, and then even on the running, she had 4 or 5 lengths to make up, and she's done that against a dog that really does stay quite well. So, it just any accolades she receives fully well deserved. I think, she's a bitch in a million.
She has really gone from strength. We've always known she's been good, but I mean, you'd probably say she's running now as ever in her career, isn't she?
Yes, definitely. She. I've always said we've never really heavily campaigned her. She really comes in and out of these competitions more than one-off races. It's a brave decision to drop her down to 6 pens in the Regency, and then when you see such a class lineup in that final, you wonder whether she could actually come from behind those kind of dogs, and she did. How she did it is is still just incredible. Like, I think truly one of the most memorable Category 1 wins that that our kennel's ever had in its history. Really, it was just absolutely inspiring and just magical. Like, yeah, really was pleasing.
And of course, in its own way, the other race was just as nerve-wracking, wasn't it? I mean, phenomenal run by Drumco Brent.
Yeah, awesome, really, Floyd. I mean, I was at Monmore last night, and we was preparing some runners in races for the competitions there next week. Daniel and Emily had flew the flag going down to Hove for the 3 weeks, and I thought it was only right that they went down for the final, and I thank them and all our staff at Imperial Kennels, and to be fair, we put 3 dogs into this Sussex Cub, and amazingly we got all 3 in the final, and Drumco Brent, who's been such a great consistent dog this year, did well for us in the Derby. Was quietly fancied in the Regency last year and won his heat well, but he was a bit inexperienced then, and then to come back a year later and win was absolutely fantastic, not just for us but for the owners, Michelle Connolly and Mike Davis, real good supporters of our kennel. And what can you say about Antigua Storm? He's run an absolute blinder. In second place, it's only his 3rd race for the kennel, and to reach Category 1 final, and albeit a yard has nearly gone on and nearly won. And I didn't think Ideal Sky run too bad. He didn't get no room early on, so 1st, 2nd and 4th in a big Category 1 is brilliant as well. I Am So Royal was just the icing on the cake after that. Great night for the kennel, terrific car. I did say beforehand that if I Am So Royal came off the last bend in touch, she'd lift the roof off at Hove Stadium, and from what I can gather, it was just incredible, the atmosphere and the roar that came around then. So I wish I was there, but the Monmore is quite important, and I had to go and do that, and we had a good night there. Our dogs ran really well there, so just a fantastic night for the kennel.
So were you actually watching on your phone then, or on the TV?
Yeah, we were just the first one. We had a gap between our races, the first final, and we watched that while we was waiting for that. And then the second one was we'd finished at Monmore, so we was watching that on the phone while myself and Kat were at Monmore, and we was watching that on the phone while we was loading some of the other dogs up. I think I was more nervous watching them from Monmore than actually being there themselves. But. I don't know what it is these days, Lloyd. I sometimes feel like there's a sense of relief after the finals are finished and you've won, whereas I should really be enjoying them, but it sometimes feel you just feel relieved when it's all done and dusted, and obviously on to the next one now. It's you know, so it's already been a great year for the kennel, and last night really capped it off.
Just one last thing before I let you go. Just out of interest, had there been an alternative, an 8-bend alternative to go for, would Anza Royal actually have gone for that, or did you always cancel?
Well, I think most definitely. You know, we was looking, you know, for something in between the Durando and the next big competition at Toaster, and the Regency fitted the bill. She runs Hove well. She won a TV trophy there last year, and you know, and we forget that time last year. You know, those memorable races against Roxanne Christoph and the likes. You know, she just carries that well factor, doesn't she? And you know, that just proved how much she loved Hove and everything. So you know, it wasn't it wasn't a difficult decision putting her in the Regency, especially over that sort of stiff 695.
Right, listen, you're at Toaster in between. I don't suppose you got more than about 10 minutes sleep last night anyway. You'd better disappear.
It wasn't too much, Floyd. Yeah, especially when I got back from Munmore, and I had to watch those races back a couple of times because it was so exciting. So yeah, a couple of hours sleep and a busy day today, but it's always a better day when you've had a couple of big winners the night before.
Yeah, well, that's a big smile. Speak to you soon, mate.
Thanks, Floyd. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.